Hello, welcome to Dumb Girls Podcast. I'm your host Justin. So today we're starting off Batman month with a Batman movie review, which today we're reviewing which is the first Batman animated movie by Bruce Timm. I could be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure this is the first one, which is Batman Phantasm, which came out in 1993. It's an hour 16 minutes. It's an action family film, even though there is blood in it, which I would think would make it like not family friendly, but whatever. Especially since there are people getting killed in the movie, right? Which the movie is directed by Bruce Timm and Eric Radomski. Is that the same guy who did that Gen 13 movie? I would have to double check on that. And music by Shirley Walker. Apparently, this movie made $5.8 million in the box office, which I don't know how much this movie cost to make. So that maybe it made its money back, maybe it didn't. So the movie stars Kevin Conroy as the voice of Batman, Bruce Wayne, Mark Hamill as the Joker, Dana Delany as Andrea Beaumont, Stacy Keach as Carl Beaumont, which I didn't recognize his voice at all. Hart Bachner as Arthur Reeves, don't know who that is, and Abe Vigoda as Salvatore Lestra. So I gotta say something. I watched this movie back in the day, and when I was a kid, and I did not like this movie at all. Especially the plot twists at the end, which, if you're not like a kid, it's pretty obvious who the Phantasm is. But like, when I guess when you're a kid, you're dumb, you're not paying attention to clues and stuff like that, right? Or plot structure. So the story is about basically, this movie basically has like two things going on with it. It kind of mimics Frank Miller's Batman Year One, where you got to see Batman's like origin story about how he first became the Batman, right? It doesn't have the parents being killed, thank God, right? So like, yeah, the story is basically Batman, Bruce Wayne, and gets reunited with his old flame, Andrea Beaumont, who he first met when he first started to first started crime fighting in Gotham, right? And like, there was this whole thing where he had this like dilemma where he had to choose between honoring his parents' vow that he made on their gravesite, which is to fight crime in Gotham, or give that up so he can like live a life with the girl, the woman he loves, right? But he had that choice taken away from him, right? Yeah, so he gets reunited with this girl, and at the same time, there's a new vigilante in town called Phantasm, who looks like a combination of the Reaper reject and with Casey Jones' hockey mask. It straight up looks like Casey Jones' hockey mask, but I like the design, right? And that vigilante is going around killing gangsters, and Batman is being blamed for it by this corrupt politician, right? And one of the surviving mobsters decides to hire the Joker to take out the vigilante, right? So like, there's some cool animation in the film, cool fight scenes. Nice to see guns that shoot real bullets in the animated movie, because if you ever watch a lot of our old cartoons, right? They all the guns usually shoot lasers or whatever. Here they shoot actual bullets, right? And obviously you have the cool like Art Deco 1930s 40s aesthetic, even though there's a car phone in the film. Andrea uses a car phone at one point in the film, right? Which I don't think they had those in 1940s, or computers, home computers, right? Yeah, and there's some humor here and there, right? Yeah, some dark humor and Uh, uh, Alfred is very sarcastic at times in the film, right? Which I did enjoy. Yeah. Man, there was like a funny scene in the movie I was going to talk about. I totally forgot. Yeah. So, like, yeah, I kind of want to get into spoilers and about why I didn't really like the film, right? But, so, if you want to know my rating, it's probably like, it's like a 6.5 out of 10. If you're a fan of the old Batman cartoon, you'll probably enjoy this. But if you're not a fan of the old Batman cartoon, the art style is kind of the art style does not hold up in my opinion. And if it wasn't for Joker, the movie wouldn't have been salvageable because like the plot twist in the movie kind of sucks in my opinion. And Phantasm is not a great villain once the plot twist happens, right? So the plot twist is that it was Andrea Beaumont the entire time, who I guess was wearing a voice changer. There was like a voice changer connected to the mask, right? Which at one point Batman goes to see Andrea, kind of thinking like, I don't know if he thought that she was the killer, but it was like, dude, like you totally fell for her old man being the killer. How dumb are you? Right, which it turns out her old man was dead, and that he was killed by the gangsters. They sent like a hitman after him, right? Which it turns out like Joker, before he became the Joker, was like a hitman. I guess he was either a made man or capo for the mob, which is kind of cool. But kind of more badass than like he was a failed comedian, honestly. Which I don't know, man. Like. I guess the failed comedian has more depth to it, but like him being like a hired gun for the mobsters kind of works as well, in my opinion. Makes him more badass, right? Which he honestly saves the film, and I find it funny that he was the first to figure out that like Phantasm was a girl, even though you can totally see that. Before the reveal, Phantasm has a very male physique, and once Phantasm is exposed and she takes off the mask and the cape or whatever, the shroud or whatever she's wearing, she goes to having a very feminine like physique with a very small waistline, where before she had like a male physique and wide male waistline. But I guess that's just cartoons for you, right? Like honestly, dude, like, and maybe this was me being sexist as a kid, but like once it was revealed that like Andrea was like the Phantasm, that character stopped being cool to me, because it's like he was a girl the entire time. What a riff! That was my reaction as a kid. And first impressions stick with you always, right? Though it's kind of obvious, like it was her the entire time, because they don't really give you. That's the problem with a lot of these movies, man. Is that they don't give you a broad spectrum of like suspects. you had like 3 of them. One of them you only ever saw in flashbacks, and the other one is like the Arthur guy. I guess was maybe a suspect because he was tied in with the mobsters, right? But like he was too much of a pussy to be the Phantasm killer, right? So of course it had to be Andrea, which they don't really explain how she can make smoke come out of her glove, her left hand, and how she can use it to disappear. That they never explain that, right? And if you like this character, she does appear in the Batman Beyond episode of the Justice League Unlimited, where they retcon that like Bruce Wayne was Terry McGinnis' dad the entire time. Like fucking Amanda Waller gave Terry's dad like a vaccine that rewrote his DNA so he would have Bruce Wayne's sperm. So every time he had a baby with wife, it was a Bruce Wayne. It was Bruce Wayne's kid. Like told Amanda Waller cucked Terry's dad. Fucking hell. What bullshit? And Terry's not pissed off at all. I wouldn't be pissed off. It's like, you fucking bitch, I thought that was my father and you cucked him. I love my father and you cucked him. Which, oh my god. Which he loves his dad very much. You know, at least, you know, he fucking became Batman to avenge him, right? Yeah, so honestly, I hated the twist to this movie. Though it's, if you're not a kid, it's very obvious, like I said. Joker saves the movie, honestly. He was very entertaining. I thought the little trap he laid for Phantasm was pretty clever, where he kills his employer and leaves a bomb and has like a camera set up so when Phantasm showed up, he would see him or whatever. Well, he didn't know it was a her at the time. Yeah, so because he wanted to confirm it wasn't Batman killing the mobsters, which obviously wasn't Batman. Which Jim Gordon goes to bat for Batman against the corrupt, politician, right? Which I don't remember if that character was in the TV show, the animated series. Like I've only watched I think I watched 3 episodes lately, like in the last year, right? On bitch, it's like, yeah, I have to buy the Blu-rays, but it's like $100, and I can't afford that shit right now. Though I might be starting a job soon. Oh, I don't want to. Though I'm not too excited working there. But you gotta take whatever jobs you can get in this economy. Yeah. So yeah, like I said though, despite the plot twist, I think there's some cool shit in this movie that most people enjoy. So 6.5 out of 10 is not too bad. Right? All right, guys, that's it for this review, and I think my first Batman comic review is going to be Dark Knight Strikes Again. First off, I don't have Dark Knight Returns. Second, I've read it, I just don't have a copy. But it's like, why review a classic everybody loves when I can review the very controversial sequel? Which apparently there was also a third one, which I had no idea until I watched a live stream where someone brought it up, that there was a third Dark Knight book by Frank Miller, which was like, holy fuck, they made a third one? Jesus. But apparently he didn't draw it, somebody else did, which that kind of sucks. Whatever, so look forward to that review soon. Alright guys, peace.